Sword Art Online worth watching? Now, regardless of how long you've been watching anime, okay, doesn't matter if you're new, doesn't matter if you're old to watching anime, like, by now, I'm pretty sure everybody's heard of this one. And that's because it is known as one of the godfathers of isekai animes. Now, granted, right, I'm not saying that SAO is the OG isekai. There's been many isekais, whether we knew it or not, that dropped before SAO did. However, you cannot say that once SAO dropped, a huge boom of isekais dropped afterwards. And they tend to follow a similar concept, which, we'll get into that later. Which, before I answer the question, let's go ahead and look at the ratings real quick. On my anime list, it's 7.21 out of 10, and on Crunchyroll, it's 4.7 out of 5 stars, which those ratings are very good, but I'm pretty sure you've heard very mixed reviews on this anime. And I'm here to tell you and clarify whether the people who are telling you to watch it are correct, or the people who are telling you to stay away from it are. Which again, guys, when I say if an anime is worth watching, I mean, is this anime worth your time? Is this something that you need to put on the top of your anime list, or if it's something that you need to put on the bottom, or even not at all? And when it comes to Sword Art Online, this anime is not worth watching. However, it still isn't a bad investment if you have the time, which I'm gonna go ahead and break that down. First, I'm gonna talk about the plot of this anime, then I'm gonna give you the reasons why I like this anime, and then eventually the reasons why I believe this anime isn't worth watching. So let's go ahead and get to the plot. So this anime is about a guy named Kazuto. However, throughout the series we know him as Kirito because this is a guy that loves to do VR online games, so much that he was able to be a beta player for a new video game called Sword Art Online, which is pretty much this fantasy virtual reality game where players can play together, join guilds, fight monsters, go through dungeons, you know what I'm saying? The full works. When the game officially releases, everybody was excited. 1,000 players got the VR set, logged in, and was having a blast. Especially our main character, Kirito. And as Kirito is walking through the city, another player named Clyde noticed him because, he's moving like he knows what he's doing, while Clyde is just like kind of lost. So for the next few hours, Kirito is pretty much helping Clyde understand the mechanics of the game, how to move in the virtual reality world, you know what I'm saying? Like giving him all the tips that he found out as him being a beta tester. But as Clyde was ready to go get some pizza, you know what I'm saying? He was a little hungry after playing. He tries to sign out, but the button was gone. And so Kirito was over here trying to help him out, but then Kirito noticed too that, oh wait, you know what I'm saying? Like my button's gone too. So at first they thought it was just a bug because it's the first day of the launch and nothing's ever truly perfect, the first day. Then everybody in the game was teleported to the center of the city. And they got the worst news of their lives, okay, bro? Like, oh my god, this is bad. The man that created this game, Kaiba, shows up as this, respectfully dope figure and says, hey guys, welcome to my game. I'm so glad that you guys are interested in this and that you guys are here. I'm such a gaming nerd that I want you guys to actually have the full VR in-depth in-world experience, meaning that you guys are now trapped inside this game. If you die in the game, you die in real life. There's no more resets. And the only way for you guys to leave and log out is if you actually beat the game. Now, to defeat the game, you have to be able to beat the tower, which is made of 100 floors, each of them having monsters and crazy bosses and everything. And obviously, the higher it goes, the crazier it is, right? And by the way, no avatars, okay? Whatever you look like, that's what you're gonna be in this game. Now, you may be wondering, okay, well, what if your body starves to death? You know what I mean? Like, you're not there to tend to your body. What if one of your families try to, unhook the headset from you? Well, what if you accidentally fall off the map? You're done. Okay, buddy, you're done. Okay, if you do not beat this game, you are cooked. And after he mentions all this, he just says best of luck. He doesn't give him any additional armor, no special items or anything like that. He just says, you gotta do what you gotta do. So everybody panics, and during the panic, Kirito realizes that this is no longer a game, okay? He's locking in. And because he's already played the beta of this game before, he knows exactly where to go to start leveling up. And he tries to bring Klein along, but, Klein had already hopped in with his friends, so he wasn't really ready to leave him behind, and Kirito knew he wasn't gonna be able to, carry everybody with him. And so he goes solo. And so now all the players need to figure out how to beat this game, or they're gonna be stuck in there forever. And I'm gonna go ahead and stop the plot right there, because that's pretty much the gist of what this anime is about. And so, you're probably hearing this, and you're like, yo, oh my god, that is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine you being put in Elden Ring. If you know anything about Elden Ring, you know that you're gonna die within the first 10 minutes of the game, bro. So imagine that, but if you die in the game, you're done. You get no resets, you get no time to figure out anything out. No, you're cooked, buddy. And that's one of the reasons why I truly love this anime, even though I said it is technically not worth watching. And I just recently rewatched it to try to remember, okay, why didn't we like this anime? Like, was it actually that bad? It got bad. But real quickly, before I go into the reasons why you love this anime, if you guys are still watching this video and you guys are enjoying, if you guys get to me like a little favor, you know what I mean, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Right now we're on the road to 1K, and I know with the power of y'all already know, with the power of friendship, anything's possible, right? right? Plus, it would mean a lot and definitely supports the channel. But let's get back to the video. So here are the reasons why I love this anime. The suspense, the thriller, and mainly and most of all, the emotions of this anime is insane. Because again, everybody takes the news differently, and I love the way they portrayed this. Because imagine you're now stuck in this video game, and you don't even know if what he said was true or not, you know? Nobody knows as if you really die in the game, you die in real life. That's just something that we're just thinking. So the very beginning, people were losing hope, and they just, you know, like, again, people were reacting to everything differently, and that added to the mental, like the mental health of everybody in the show. Because again, while you do want to be able to beat the game, you know that if you go in there and you start fighting the floors, the monsters get difficult, you never know what's gonna happen, and again, if you die, you die. Like, the whole concept is just crazy. I love that chaoticness, this emotional damage, because you see the character development in Kirito. More than just him played the beta. And so while some of them are gatekeeping and, you know, pretty much looting everything, others are trying to help, but also you got the people who never did the beta, completely lost, and now are angry at the people who played the beta. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much people hating and loving. Kirito is stuck in this because he wants to be able to help. He wants to prove himself, but everybody's gonna react differently to the fact that he was a beta tester. So that really puts him into solitude. So he often feels very lonely and on his own. And when he does try to help, because again, he is a helpful guy, sometimes it backfires on him. And so with that, so much is going on in his head that he just doesn't know what he should do anymore. And it's gotten to the point where some people even gave up. Some of them think it's hopeless. Some of them think that, hey, this is probably just never gonna happen, because again, it's hard to get through those bosses, especially when you know that you could possibly die. So you have people who pretty much given up, while you have people who are trying, while you have some people who just don't even know what to do. Like, and you also have people that say, screw it. You know what? Let's just be evil. And yes, you do have people who are just villains, aka player killers. So y'all, it is just hectic. It is completely hectic. And with that, again, you would think that, okay, I am pushing you to watch this anime, but here's the reason why you shouldn't. Because everything I just told you about this anime and the reason why I loved about it, all of that is only for the first part of the first season. After that, 80% of it goes out the window. And that is because this anime kept going. And all the momentum, all the things you loved about it start to fade away. Because again, I'm gonna do my best not to really spoil it. However, I will leave kind of like tiny little pieces of spoiler just to, you know, just so I can just mention my point. Out of all the 3 seasons, or like 6 parts, because technically each season kind of is like broken into 2 parts, but either way, out of the entire anime, only 1 part of the 6 or half of 1 season is actually an SAO. And that's the reason why people tell you this anime isn't worth watching, because SAO, when you're watching it, you feel like the anime ended. Like, as I was rewatching it, I'm like, wait, this looks like the end. And granted, you know, it may not be the happiest ending, but I'm like, okay, it's the ending, all right? Perfect. But it just kept going. Because of part 2, season 1, the big conflict of that season was never even hinted at in the first part. And that's the problem. It was never hinted at, and it just feels like they just added it in there to keep the anime going. And the next part is just not even Sword Art Online anymore. It's just different games. And because of that, that whole thrill, that whole scare, that whole worriness, and that whole chaoticness is not shown in the rest of the games, okay? None of that is there. So it's almost like the first season was impactful, emotional, beautiful, and then it just went to random stories. As the anime kept continuing, even the characters started to change, okay? It started to shift more into just this weird harem anime, which I 100% didn't like. With that becoming a harem anime, more fan service started to show, and it was not even just like a little, like, it was a big leap in the difference in what the fan service was. And so then you're watching it, and it's almost like you're seeing your favorite thing just die. You know what I'm saying? Because you just know they're just adding stuff to just start to pander towards a certain audience, which that's not what the original were. So that's why a lot of people will tell you this anime is not worth watching, because after the first 13 episodes or so, literally it forgot what the plot was about. And so now you're probably wondering, okay, so if this anime is that bad, why are people still loving it? That's because, and also the reason why I believe this anime is still worth an investment, is because the first season will make you love Kirito, okay? You will fall in love with Kirito. You will fall in love with what he does. That will catapult you to get through the series. Because the best way I can describe it is almost as if Luffy from One Piece, which again, I'm a big One Piece fan, Luffy from One Piece got put into Black Clover, which is a completely different kind of world, right? But then he gains the magic, you know, he fights the villains and all that kind of stuff, and yada yada, know he does his thing. Some people might enjoy that spinoff because they like Luffy, while a lot of people will be like, what does this have to do with him being the Pirate King? You know what I'm saying? It's almost like it strays from the plot. And so with that, that's exactly what Sword Art does. People love it because they love Kirito, because they like, you know, how he likes to level himself up in order to be defeat the villains, which is one of the reasons why I was able to push through, while also like, okay, I saw where this anime died, because again, I was watching and I saw like, okay, this is going downhill. Now, we'll say there is an easy way to watch SAO, which I can explain in another video if you guys would like me to. So if you guys do want me to go ahead and kind of break down how a good way for you to watch this anime is, let me know down in the comments. If not, all good. Let me know what you guys think about SAO yourself, but also again, please do your best and not spoil as much as possible, because again, I want to spoil it for the people who haven't seen it. And with that, that's all I got for you guys today, and hey, stay weebin'.